Hello and welcome back to my channel, Mom, Wife, and Everyday Life. Today we are going to be talking about packing the diaper bag for a newborn. We're going to do newborn to before solids are introduced. We're not going to talk about solids. This could be helpful for new parents or old parents that need a refresher. Let's jump right into what you need to pack in that diaper bag for the newborn phase. We're going to talk about the basics. I like a minimal diaper bag as much as possible because pretty quickly they get heavy, messy, and disorganized. So the three basics are clothing, diapers, and feedings. Babies are pretty simple. When it comes to clothing, you're going to need extra. Newborn babies have blowouts and spit ups. I would recommend having up to 3 or 4 extra outfits in the diaper bag. Depends on how long your outing is, of course. And ideally, you're not using all those. But I would like to pack a couple extra, especially when they're teeny tiny. They don't take up a lot of space. And my reasoning for this is sometimes when you get home, you forget to repack the diaper bag. So when I take the time to pack it up, I tend to put a little bit extra in, not too much, just a little. Another helpful tip when it comes to clothing is trying to pack extra outfits that are a one-piece outfit. So maybe a onesie, a sleeper, a romper. Love rompers. This way you're not mixing and matching parts and pieces or losing them. It's just one piece and very, very simple, very minimal. So extra clothing is a must. Rompers are the way to go. When it comes to diapers, at the newborn phase, a lot of people recommend 1 diaper per hour. So if you're gone 6 hours, you pack 6 diapers. Now, are you going to use all 6 of those diapers? Hopefully not. What can sometimes happen is say hour 2, you're gone out of the house. You change their diaper, they immediately poop, and then you change their diaper again. So you just burn through 2 diapers in like a 5-minute period. That's why you often hear 1 diaper per hour. This is just like an average, and it gives you a little bit of a cushion for emergency. When it comes to wipes, people have different strategies. I always look at prices and factor this in. So what I have done at times is bought kind of a thicker package where it's maybe like 100 wipes. We'll just say around that count, sometimes 72 to 100. And that's a better deal on the wipes. And I'll actually use those wipes at home, get it to where it's a smaller pile, and then I'll put it in the diaper bag. And I kind of like have a wipe rotation going. That might sound crazy to you in OCD, but I just prefer not to buy the little packs that have, say, 20 wipes in them because I feel like I'm constantly buying those. Again, look at your price per wipe. There's also the option of buying like the big bags of wipes where it's just a full-on stack and then having like a plastic container that you refill from those bulk wipes. So up to you how you manage your wipes. I just try to always find good deals and make do with that as best as possible. When it comes to feedings of course are going to depend on if you are formula and bottle feeding, if you are pumping and bottle feeding, or if you are directly nursing your baby. Let's just say you are formula feeding. You're obviously going to need bottles, formula, and then I recommend having some bottled water with you. You just never know when you're going to need water and may not have it available, or maybe you're particular about the type of water your baby's drinking. So come prepared, have a backup water bottle in the diaper bag, or at least in your vehicle. When it comes to formula, you definitely want to make sure it's in containers that are not going to spill. A lot of people will pre-measure it out and they have like those little containers where there's little dividers. Some bottles nowadays have a spot that can store it and it kind of gets pushed into the bottle, mixes with the water. Another option is say you know you're going to make a 4-ounce bottle, going ahead and putting the powder into the bottle, and then when you need to actually make that bottle, adding the water. There's different options, different ways to play with this. I will say if your baby likes their formula bottle warm, an option you can do if you're at a place like a restaurant is ask for a glass half full of hot water and you can set it in there to kind of heat it up if you're on the go. If you are pumping and doing bottle feeding, this is going to depend on if say you actually wear your pump, then feed your baby. You're obviously going to have your breast pump with you, and then you're going to need bottles to feed baby, and ideally the milk is just getting directly transferred. If you are bringing frozen milk with you, you need to account how long you're going to be out of the house and how early that milk's going to thaw if you're bringing frozen milk or milk out of the fridge or fresh milk. All that's going to come into play in how you organize your diaper bag and how you manage that. Let's talk direct nursing. So I was directly nursing my babies, and what I had in my diaper bag as a newborn, I had a nursing cover and I had like a nipple balm. I didn't always use that out and about, but if I felt like I needed it, I had it there with me. I typically just use that at home, but I was a cover using mama, so that was basically what I packed. Other things you could need would be like nipple shields. If you use those to nurse your baby, make sure you have a nipple shield, and I would recommend having it in some sort of a container that had like a screw-on lid so it stays clean and safe to use. And then you can of course sanitize it as needed, but it has somewhere to be. And then when it comes to feeding, any way you do so, you're going to need burp cloths. I like receiving blankets as my burp cloths. I use receiving blankets for everything, and they were like my catch-all. I would use them for nursing, like I just mentioned, obviously for burping, but if I was really desperate for a nursing cover, throw it over my shoulder. If we were somewhere and I didn't, for whatever reason, have like a changing pad, I would use a receiving blanket as a changing pad, or that sort of situation. If I knew my baby had a blowout, I would maybe put the receiving blanket down. I just use them here and there and everywhere kind of. They were like my go-to. So I would have one that was for sure for burping, and then typically I'd have one extra in the diaper bag. Some extra items. If your baby's going to sleep, you may need to have a swaddle. If your baby's a passy baby, pacifier with pacifier clips. If you're out in public, you definitely want the clip to keep it clean. Hand sanitizer always comes in handy. Keep that in your bag. And plastic bags for stinky diapers that you want to contain, and clothing that have been spit up on or blown out on. So you just need bags. Bags come in handy for just maintaining the mess and keeping it manageable. So those are my go-to items for the newborn phase. I think this is pretty minimal. I definitely believe I'm just hitting on what you absolutely need. I would even go so far as to say, sometimes I wouldn't take the diaper bag in. I've seen people at the grocery store with their diaper bag. I never did that. When I went grocery shopping, I literally put my baby in the Moby wrap. We went inside with a passy probably clipped on them, and that was it. I wasn't going to breastfeed them in the store. Ideally, I was not going to change their diaper in the store. We probably just did that at home, went to the store, and we're going to get home and change it at home. So sometimes some people really enjoy being over-prepared. That's definitely not my style. We now, with 2 children, don't typically take the diaper bag into places. We leave it in the car. Depending on the situation, of course. I'll usually have like a diaper and wipes in my purse, and that's it. And we make, as you grow and evolve, you definitely learn which items do you need. Make sure you're cleaning out your diaper bag. I recommend the first of the month do a really good restock. Change clothing if their sizes need to be changed. Obviously, your little baby's growing fast. And change the clothing for the season if the season is changing. So at least once a month, go through it, clean it out, restock it, and evaluate what items am I using and what items are just sitting in here, and weighing it down. Your diaper bag can get very heavy very quickly. So take inventory of what you're using, not using, and maybe consider having almost an emergency kit in your car, and that's your backups. Maybe even you keep only one backup outfit in the diaper bag, but you keep extra in the car. So you always have that backup. You always have the supplies you need, but maybe you're not always carrying them around with you. So thoughts to consider. I will do an updated version of this talking about solids. Once solids are introduced, how your diaper bag needs to change and evolve and be packed for that phase and time in your baby's life. So if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back here for the next one. Thanks so much.